Welcome to another Baka commentary video. In this video, I'll be discussing my opinion on the current computer market condition. So, what do we have in the current market condition? With Intel, right now they're king of CPU, and their upcoming graphics card, well, they want to push into it. But as well as the only company that makes both CPU and GPU, AMD, they don't seem to really be able to make a proper gaming APU for the consumers, as they seem to be restricted by the console contracts, where the console manufacturer maybe have developed some specialized manufacturing technique and even some IPs to help AMD make this APU. But in my opinion, if AMD really want to capture more of their CPU computer market, they really need to make a proper APU that is capable of playing 1080p 60F most games, including AAA title, at 60 FPS. And as I previously said, yeah, I have a few information that's gone into me that really said Sony and Microsoft has on their contract saying they're not allowed to do that, as well they are potentially, well, if AMD makes the APU, it's gonna breach the Sony and the Microsoft agreement. As well, we all know, for those who don't know, the casual users, your consoles are designed by AMD. Your SoCs are designed by AMD and manufactured by AMD, and then AMD then sends it to Microsoft, and then Microsoft assembles the whole console. I think, however, Intel, on the other hand, has no such custom silicon obligation. As for you casual tech people, Intel is an independent foundry. They own their own factories. They own their own designs and even their packaging. So like, they own the whole supply chain of Intel. So basically, Intel does not need to care about other people, what they do. So if Intel wants to make some Intel CPU or giant mega APU that's 1080p 60 FPS gaming, they don't need to care about, like, or Sony can't go knocking on Intel's door, be like, hey, this is breaching our contract or something. Maybe, knowing how Intel is, they probably have something figured out, like, hey, see this thing. But however, yeah, with the new Intel GPU, it seems to be, all the rumors that I've been looking at, it seems to be that it's going to be made for the first time in a long time in Intel history. It's going to be made on a third-party foundry, which is TSMC, from the node 6 nanometers. This then brings up another question I have with TSMC. Yes, they have recently publicly said that they have increased their 6 nanometers capacity to hopefully be able to manufacture enough Intel GPU. And as well, for those who don't know, AMD also plans to refresh their current 6000 graphics card onto the 6 nanometer and sell them as probably 7000 series graphics card. And as well as, well, so you're asking me, what do you think is, why are you so Baka? Why you have some concern and few question? Well, for those who don't know, last few quarters, Taiwan, which is where TSMC has all their latest foundries is recently in a hot political climate. And we all know what happens, but like, knowing Taiwan, yeah, the government subsidized some of their foundries, but if under like certain political condition, like if I don't know, if certain country were to like trying to start having military or try to do like some sort of small miniature invasion, Taiwan wouldn't be able to exactly be like, hey, I know I promised this much amount of money to you guys, but we really need it for the country, you know, defense to, well, deter people from invading our country, you know? So, I hope the TSMC 6nm has enough capacity to both manufacture Intel, AMD, and the other customers, knowing, for those people who don't know, as we all can see right now, we can't buy an AMD graphics card or basically, at one time, AMD's CPU was super hard to find, but right now, yeah, AMD CPUs seem to be, you can find them on the shelf, but unlike the previous AMD generation where as the CPU goes on sale, the prices slowly drop, that hasn't seemed to happen with the 5000 series. So maybe this political pressure in Taiwan is causing, you know, TSMC not being able to get as much short-term cash, and their long-term plans maybe has been delayed. And as well as I listened to like a podcast, Moore's Law's Dead. In their recent podcast, they talked about how Moore's Law's Dead, Tom from Moore's Law's like, hey, these factory are very sensitive, and so like stuff like mega tsunamis as well, global warming, and even earthquake, if it even will be easily be able to like disrupt the production, you know, on top of, you know, the political situation. I think, you know, TSMC is going to be in a very shaky thing. So I really hope TSMC can pull this thing out of their bag. So basically right now, what do I think? This technology drought is no longer just about PC, and that now this is even now has affected your cars and even your bloody refrigerator you use at home, okay? Because why? Everything these days are smart, internet connected, and there's some sort of silicon product in your everyday products. So, what do I think of it? We need, what has this current world situation taught us? We clearly need to be like, hey, maybe we don't need all these smart features and just buy a dumb device, like a dumb fridge, dumb TV. If you want your smart TV feature, maybe go buy like some Google Chromecast or some Fire Stick or whatever. It's like, if some smart devices these days are like, if the smart device, this feature's dead, the whole device is e-waste recycling, okay? And as well as we constantly in the market of over-consumerism, consumption market, where you're constantly battered by marketing and, well, even your products telling you, hey, we have a new generation of it coming up. Go pre-order, buy it. This FOMO market, you know? However, what do I think of it? You should ignore all of that. If you currently have a device that works, and you really don't see like you needing any extra stuff, and if it works, keep it. Don't upgrade, for the love of God. Just learn to use what you want and just ignore the fucking blumbering marketing and all the sales and all this gumballs that the companies... Yes, I basically be anti-consumer and just don't buy. Because if you buy, you're just gonna keep feeding into this shortage porn. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. This allows YouTube to push my videos more onto the algorithm and get more people to look at to watch this video. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. And make sure you keep your alert on, as I will be doing like maybe another stream of I've recently bought some collector's card, and maybe I'll do some card opening, and maybe then I'll play some other game. And as well as always, when I live stream, you're free to welcome to come into my chat room and ask me question. And well, if I think I can answer it, I will answer it. Or if you want my opinion on a certain thing, and I think I'm able to answer it, give you my opinion on it, I will give you my opinion on it. Alright, Baka out.